There are nosy neighbors, and then there's Karen. If she isn't measuring your grass height, she's inspecting your trash cans for recycling violations. But her favorite hobby? Peeking over my pool fence like she's auditioning for a suburban spy film. It started last summer. I'd finally finished renovating the backyard. New pavers, lounge chairs, ambient lighting, and a crystal clear pool with a waterfall feature. It wasn't just a pool anymore. It was my sanctuary. Except every time I had friends over or tried to relax, there she was. Peek. From the second-story window. From the alley gate. Most annoyingly, from her side of the fence, standing on what I suspect was a step stool. I caught her red-handed at least 3 times. Eyes locked on my backyard like she was waiting for me to commit a crime with a beach towel. Just making sure everything is HOA compliant, she said the first time I confronted her. Just admiring your landscaping, she offered the second time. The third time? No excuse. Just a guilty shuffle and a retreat behind her shrubs. So I had a choice. Either escalate it with a formal complaint or get creative. I chose creative. One weekend while browsing outdoor tech, I found it. A programmable misting wall system. Originally designed to cool patios or offer privacy for luxury resorts, this thing was perfect. It connected along the top of my fence line and released a fine mist at timed intervals or when triggered by motion sensors. Yes, motion sensors. Installation was surprisingly easy. I ran the tubing along the fence facing her yard, with the mist angled outward. Not enough to drench anyone, just a steady, persistent fog that made visibility very uncomfortable. And the pièce de résistance? A small plaque on my side of the fence that read, "Privacy is a mist away." The first day it was active, I was in the pool with a book when I heard the familiar rustling on the other side of the fence. Peek, pash, shash, a ganache. Karen let out a squeak, not quite a scream, not quite a yelp, and then a hacking cough. I casually floated to the edge and called out, "You okay, Karen?" Allergy season? No answer. Just the hurried sound of retreating flip-flops. Over the next few days, the misting wall activated at least 4 more times. Like clockwork. It wasn't enough to soak her, just enough to make snooping a soggy, unpleasant experience. Eventually, the peeking stopped, but the wall stayed. Neighbors started asking about it. Most were fascinated. A few even asked where to buy one. One neighbor joked that I'd invented suburban home security 2.0. Of course, Karen wasn't thrilled. She tried filing a complaint with the HOA, but since the misting wall was entirely on my property and used clean water, there was nothing they could do. It wasn't a barrier or a hazard, just an atmospheric enhancement, as I described it in my response. The best part? My backyard became even more private. The mist gave it a spa-like vibe, cooled the air on hot days and kept away bugs. It even made my LED lights look more dramatic at night. Now every time I hear someone walking too close to the fence, the mist hisses like a gentle warning. It's subtle, sophisticated, and undeniably satisfying. Karen hasn't been spotted peeking in weeks. Last I saw, she was installing extra tall hedges on her side. I guess she finally realized that when you invade someone's privacy, you just might get missed.